Rightio guys, so I've got the 200 packed, all ready for Cape York. We leave in 4 days, and in fact when this hits YouTube, we'll be actually on our way to Cape York. So I thought I'd put together a bit of a rig rundown of what I've packed for our Cape York trip, what I've packed, where I've packed it, and all those sorts of things. So let's take a look. Not too much to report here. We've got the TJM steel bull bar, couple of big hardcore driving lights, the UHF aerial up on the front there, and the winch down below. Obviously got the safari snorkel, so not too much to point out there. A couple of things when I'm traveling, I like to have things all in there, like nice little hidey hole. So little things like here, the seat cover. In here I've got easy access to a gauge to check the pressures of the tyres. I've also got keys in here that operate my Rhino rack stow-it brackets, so those keys are easy to access. In the side pockets I keep my hand sanitizers. I have, when I need a shower, I just pull these Kleenex out. I've got to have a shower right outside my front door here, so tissues, those sorts of things. One of the best things I've got in the car here is this dash organiser, guys. It's canvas, Australian made, and I keep those quick grab items that I always needing. So pocket knife, my wallet sits in here, and a few other bits and pieces. I also keep band-aids here at ease, so it's easy to grab band-aids instead of going into the first aid kit. So the UHF sits down here. Our phones sit up on these magnetic Duvalakis. Up the top here, that's a camera mount that I mount one of my GoPros to get those shots looking forward and also back. Center console, not too much to show here guys, just quick grab items in there that I might need. Cup holder. Just in the glove box there guys, it's where I keep my satellite phone, and I've just got a pencil case, so I keep the phone in there. I've got all the charging cables in there as well for easy access, and I've recently gone out and bought a GME personal locator beacon. So actually going to do a little video on this PLB coming up soon. But yeah, basically that's what lives up here in the glove box, along with my books and different bits and pieces. Obviously, as you probably already know, I have no seats here in the back of the 200. The seats have fully come out, and this is exactly how I've packed it for our Cape trip and pretty much any kind of overland touring trip for a couple of weeks or more. This is pretty much how I'm going to keep everything in here. So I'll just run you through everything. I might start with the fridge. So this is predominantly drink fridge. So I have a 30 pack of beer in there, a couple of bottles of water, and with soft drinks, we just generally keep 2 cold, and I've got warm ones and I replace those as need be. This fridge here is plugged in with the 12 volt Siggy style, and that's the reason why I've got that little gauge up there. If it unplugs accidentally, I'm going to know, because I'll be able to see that temperature go up. So second fridge in here, I have a few bibs and bobs in here guys, pegs and different things, quick access. In this side pocket, it's where I keep my little step. You might have seen that in previous episodes, and that's really, really useful. That just hooks on to this little latch, and then you can put your foot on there. And I also keep here a rag, and what I do is I put that rag over the window here. I'll just show you guys how I do this. So basically, I jump up, always make sure I put my left foot here first, and that means when I come up, my right foot is free. Sometimes I will rest it ever so lightly here on the top of the window. I don't put much weight on there at all. Sometimes I might put my foot here on the edge of the chair, but then I'm able to access everything up here on the roof. I've seen, if you watched the last episode, I have gone out and bought a 40 litre water tank. That's a Boab brand, and I've got that full at the moment, and that's going to be coming in real handy out on the tracks when I need the water. Now what I've gone and done is just loop this little hose and tap around this strap that I've got holding the fridge, and then you can bring it down, gravity fed, and again that's going to be super convenient when we're out on the tracks. We need water to fill up for washing dishes at night. Right here, that's the recovery kit, so that's a full TJM recovery kit with all the gear. It's about 17-18 kilos of weight. Then above that, I've got a storage box. So this is basically, at the moment, it's got a 30 pack of beer in there. I've had to sort of find room for all these slabs of beer I've thrown in the car. But pretty much it's just for, you know, raincoats. I've got a vest in there. Behind the fridge here at the moment, I've got a couple of tripods that I use for doing the filming. On the back of the cargo barrier there, you can see that there. That's a sand flag for desert travel. Up here, I've got a fire extinguisher, which is mounted to the cargo barrier as well. In back here, a couple of the camp chairs. Now these probably could go on the roof, but I'm trying to keep the weight down on the roof. So the camp chairs are sitting in the back here as well. And under there, that is a mattress just in here. In behind the fridge, guys, it's where I've got my first aid kit and toilet paper. And I might be able to throw in some other footage I took earlier on. In behind here is where I've got the, it's the DC to DC charger, and then the battery's in behind the fridge there. You might be able to see that. A little further behind that rubbish bin, in behind here is where the inverter is. These are my new stickers I got too. Searching for Adventure, YouTube and Instagram. My little sticker. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty new. Around to the back of the car now. This is the bin bag. So it's the MSA bin bag here. Gonna finally get some good use out of this bin bag here on the on this trip. And that's fastened in behind here, a couple of clamps. This particular bin bag MSA has like a third strap, which goes around this bracket here, and what that does is stops the bin from sagging down below if you've got lots of weight. But pretty easy to install, just those two straps, and that is going to be real convenient out in the bush. A couple of side pockets here as well, so you can throw in whatever, and then rubbish or dirty recovery gear or whatever. Obviously the two spare wheels on the swingaways as we come around the back. So I'll run you through what's going on here. So might start with the fridge. So it's the 40 litre Ingle on the slide out here, and this basically will house all our cold food, and it's not fully stocked just yet because we are going to buy most of our fresh fruit, vegetables and meat when we get up to cans. So I've just got some of the staples in there at the moment. All right, we'll throw the fridge back in. I might just start with what's above the fridge. So I've got two clear bags. These clear bags, they're Australian made. These ones here, there we go, proudly Australian made. And basically, in the one that sits at the back there that I'm not going to use that often, that's got the stove, and again I'm just using the cheap butane stoves. They're just simple, they work, cook on fires when we can. Here too I also keep obviously spare gas canisters as well. Barbecue stuff, I put that one up the back because you don't use it as often. This is the second bag that I keep up here on the zip. And in this bag, I basically keep plates, bowls, mugs. There's a frying pan. I keep the almighty Jetboil. You can't bloody beat the Jetboil. Rush out and buy one, they're bloody fabulous. A couple of spare Jetboil gas canisters, some paper towel, spatula for the fire or barbie. So I keep all that gear in there. That one sits on the end there. So in the side wing here, once all this stuff comes out, guys, it's where I keep my jack. I've got, I think, a spare belt in there. There's also a few of those little siphon hoses that I keep in there. So they're items I just don't need to use, or probably will never use unless I really need to. So that's why they're kind of hidden in there. Particularly keep the air up equipment and the air down equipment. A couple of stools in there as well, and I've actually recently just gone out and bought this little step. Don't need it all the time, but it does make it a bit easier when you are accessing the fridge. Just gives you a better height looking in down if you need to pack in or find something at the bottom. You certainly can access the fridge without the stool, but I've just noticed on the last couple of trips, I thought it would be handy to have one of these steps. They're lightweight, they're about, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks, camping store. So that is that side. Oh, hang on, before we go, the drawer. So in the drawer here, this is, I've reorganised this from some previous trips, but now I'm keeping all my cutlery in here. I got this Duvalaki here from Bunnings. It's bloody great. It's the perfect height for the drawer. It's about 50mm high and it just fits. In the back here, just your cooking stuff. So spatula, tongs, some spare bin bags, you know, alfoil, chopping board, and I've got some Ajax spray there for cleaning up and those sorts of things. So that all fits in there pretty Mickey Mouse. Really, really happy with that. Boom, slides back in. The second drawer here is basically the dry pantry. So in here, just in this first section, it's sort of condiments, you know, salt, pepper, you know, some muesli bars, tomato sauce, you know, all those sorts of things, coffee, all those little things you need quickly, moving along. And I've got these housed in a couple of plastic tubs that I got from Bunnings. Coming back a little further, again, dry foods. Then back in behind here, a little bit hard to see, but I've got orange juice, I've got flour, I've got tin food. So I've got a whole heap of tin food in there, potatoes, carrots, peas, beans, all that sort of stuff. So that's basically my pantry. On the right-hand side, up the top here, I've got a lot of free space, and I really like this because, again, when you're camping and traveling, guys, as you know, you always need to throw something somewhere. So you don't want to have all this full up here, 100% gone. So I like the fact that I've got a bit of room in here to play with. To the left there, up against the fridge shroud, I've got the cast iron frying pan for the fire. This is the table that we've used for the last sort of 18 months on the trips. You can see there, I've got my green box that I keep all my bibs and bobs and spare bits and pieces in. That's tucked away at the back on the lower level there because I don't really need to access that every day. Got a little bit of beer going on. We've got four 30-packs, so that's, yeah, we won't normally have 4 slabs of beer, but I wanted to buy them while they're a bit cheaper down here at home. So a couple of towels up the back there. I've got a sleeping bag thrown in there. This up here is obviously what I wash the dishes in. The great thing about this is that I can have this little small container, throw all these bits and bobs actually in there, and then, you know, when we're doing the dishes around camp, you know, you can just tip them out, tip all that stuff out, fill that with water, and then when you're done, you just throw that stuff back in. So that's the way I like that. So that sits up there. Just in the storage box, I basically keep cooking stuff. Got a couple of packets of flatbread in there at the moment, but by and large, there's not too much in here. I've got the toaster, I've got a mixing bowl, a pot. Down below there's the camp oven for those beautiful bloody lamb roasts. A couple of water bottles, which we'll use up the front, and yeah, a couple of spare plastic bags and those sorts of things. So that, I've got a bit more room in there if I want to throw anything else in there. And that's basically it for that black storage box, which sits nicely in this little spot. So for drinking water, these are just the Woolies bladder with the little valve here, and I've got one of those, and I have got some bottled water also, and as I said before, the other water in that tank is purely for washing up. Just coming back to the fridge here, I've got one of these hand towels. My mum makes these. Hey Mum, I love you. And I keep a soap in there as well, spare bin bags, so trying to utilise every bit of space. The fridge is obviously tied down with these straps, so I'm trying to utilise every bit of space in the 200. This is where normally you'd have the toolbox for the 200 series. I've taken that toolbox out, guys, and this is where I'm housing pegs, tie-down ropes and those sorts of things for the awning. So that's easy access. And then in the other side here, again, I've got a couple of sand pegs and the hammer. So yeah, easy access and just utilising the spaces as best I can. Now just on utilising the space, just in behind here, in this wing, just below here. So in this wing, this is where I keep, I think I've got some jumper cables, and I've got one of those jump starters, and also too, there is a little latch that opens up a compartment. Can't get that open at the moment, but in there, it's actually quite deep, goes all the way down. I keep spare rags, a few spare jockey straps, and again, stuff that I do not need to utilise all the time. So the first thing you're going to notice, guys, is there's not two swags. So what's going on? Where's the second swag? So I'm trying out a different option, and that is a tent. So I've gone and bought, it's an Oz Tent RV3, and I won't go into the details why I've decided to give a tent a go and ditch the swag, because I am going to do a full episode and review on this tent while we're away. For now, this is the way that I've packed things up here. So I've got the tent, which is 2 meters long, so it's running that full length across the top of the solar panels. Got the Max Trax bracket, and I've got a little lock there as well on both ends. And again, you might have seen in a previous episode, I've gone for a slimline storage box, and I've got that tied down with a couple of straps at each end, and also those bolts going into the tracks. That open. Basically got the chainsaw, that's the 18 volt AEG electric chainsaw. I got bar oil, got some firelighters up the front here as well, a little tarp in case I need it. I've got the blower, I've got my drill, and also I've got a hose here and some fittings for filling that water tank if I need to. And I've also got a filter for the hose as well. So that's basically all that I have in that box. I'm actually using a new product here. It's called a Schratchet. And it's basically a hybrid between a ratchet and a strap. But what I like about it is it's got these stainless steel carabiner style clips, and they're super easy just to connect onto these lugs up here on top of the roof. And I don't know if you can see, you basically pull these tight like that. I'll do this other one, and that's it. And I think that's going to be super convenient out on the road, a little bit easier than using a traditional ratchet strap. Got a Schratchet over here as well that's got the back end of the tent and onto a lug just at the back of the storage box. Obviously up here I've got these new Rhino Rack Stow-It brackets, as you would have seen in the last episode. Fantastic, sitting up here, easy access and lockable. I'm looking forward to being able to utilise that product. So just around the other side here, guys, down on the ground here, that's obviously where I would fill the tank for the, that's where I've got my tool roll. All my tools are in there, got a pair of shoes, and obviously this is a seat organiser. So in here, keeping all those quick grab items that you might need. I've got a UHF if one of us is on the track. Yeah, Bushman's, firelighter, scissors, you know, all those little things that you might need for quick access. I utilise all the space I can in the side pockets. I've got hand sanitizer on screen, and then I've got one of these Duvalakis on this side as well. Might be wondering, guys, what the hell is this contraption? So I've built this myself. It is, it's my charging station, and for all my camera batteries and those sorts of things. I also keep my camera bag in here, and it's basically bolted in to where the existing seats go, and it enables me to quickly and easily charge GoPro batteries. I have 8 USB outlets just down in behind here, and they're hot wired to the 12 volt house battery, so I can charge at any time. And then also keep in here the charger for the battery for the chainsaw, the drill and the blower. That sits in here, that is plugged into here, good to go. All I need to do to turn this on, this is where the inverter is, tucked in behind this plastic bin. I just need to turn that inverter on. There we go. And then I can then charge drone batteries, or I can go and charge my battery for the chainsaw or whatever. So yeah, in here I've got a spare air filter for this trip that I've thrown in there, and my clothes bag will also go in there for this trip. So I've only got a backpack, and that's all I need. Top here, it's a bit of a platform area. I've got a couple of books and maps and things up here at the moment, but this is actually where I sit the drone when I want to not have to fold it and put it all away. I might want to quickly grab the drone, throw it up, and then throw the drone back on here, get back on the road. A bit of dead space between this charging hub that I built and the cargo barrier. Rubbish bin that I've squeezed in here is hard up against the inverter, but as I said, it's breathing from top and bottom here, so it's not really harming the inverter. But why have I gone and bought this bin? Well, basically, I wanted to be able to throw our soft drinks in here. So if I pop open the lid, that's where we can quick and easily grab another bottle of Coke and go throw that in the fridge. So drink one, you grab it out of here, throw that in the fridge. Guys, that is a wrap. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and you can see us in real time as we make our way up to Cape York. When this video drops on YouTube, we're actually on our way. So go across to Instagram and you'll see those updates. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you got something out of it, and keep your eye out for the Cape York series, guys. We'll see you in the next one, Searching for Adventure. Woo!